The 911 call last night, paramedics, ambulance, ER, and the red stuff. Grandma's porch. Sit down, relax, enjoy. Here on Grandma's porch. The 911 call last night, paramedics, ambulance, ER, and the red stuff. Hello, y'all. I'm Dianna Brianne. Well, the reason I'm not talking in my enthusiastic way as I normally do is you'll understand in a moment. Okay, I'm trying to keep myself very low key for the moment. So what happened last night does not make a repeat. We don't want that. Well, I don't give advice, I don't give suggestions, I don't give information. I just share with you my perspective on different topics as I do with this one. And so you all know that I'm very transparent, or at least to a large degree. I don't think everyone needs to be totally transparent, especially when it comes to their personal business. And yet, in regards to being over 60, my channel is primarily about being over 60, living your best life. And so I don't want to kind of give any kind of illusion, because people do think of me as that perfect role model in many ways at being over 60. And y'all know I run 5 miles a day, at least until I pulled my back muscle, which is completely better now. And so I've been walking 5 miles a day, as I did yesterday. So yesterday I had this wonderfully perfect day. I did. It was a normal day. I got up. Instead of my run, I did my walk, but my back is feeling great. And so I got out there, did my 5 miles, came home. I met my husband over at his work. And then I came back and I went grocery shopping and a few little errands. And then I came home and made dinner, a wonderful, healthy dinner. And then my husband and I, as we normally do, talk to our family. And then we go and sit out on our front porch for a little bit and have our chit-chat time. And so I came back in, and to take my makeup off and to answer my YouTube comments. And after I took my makeup off, I was in the bathroom, and suddenly, unexpectedly, it felt like a gusher of red stuff coming out of my nose. That's why I'm kind of standing back a little bit, because it's kind of drying right now, and I don't want to mess with it, so I look good for the camera. I don't want to take that risk. So I was scared because it was pouring from me, and both sides, and then I started spitting up red stuff, and I screamed for my husband and my son. They both ran in, got me ice packs, and did everything they could, and it wouldn't stop. It would not stop. And I felt, I was losing. I was really pouring quite a bit, and I felt like I was going to pass out. So I sat down on the bathroom floor in the midst of all this red stuff. And I told my husband, I think I'm going out of it right now. I'm falling asleep. And I did. I passed out Fortunately, I had the opportunity to set myself down on the floor. And at that point, my husband, I guess, told my son to call 911, and they did. And a little bit later, a few minutes later, I woke up and hearing the 911 was on the way. Well, I didn't want that, you know. I'm healthy. I don't have issues other than a pulled back muscle, and which is healed now. And so I was laying on the floor, and I was just so upset because, you know, I didn't look my best. I had blood, red stuff all over me, in my hair, all over my nightgown, all over my face, and I'm pouring, and, you know, everything around me is soaked. And so I was very, very scared. And so the paramedics got here up Grandma's long winding driveway. If y'all haven't seen that, Grandma's long winding driveway. And made their way up here. They were wonderful, amazing paramedics. And I said, no, I don't want to go to the hospital, but my blood pressure wasn't acting right. And it wouldn't stop the red stuff. The red stuff wouldn't stop coming. And I didn't want to run out of red stuff either. So I said, okay, you can take me. And so they put me on that gurney, or whatever you call it, the thing they take you out in, through Grandma's house, you know, through my house here. Through my house here last night. My bedroom was a disaster, I have to tell you. My bedroom was a total disaster. And so, yeah. So they took me out on the stretcher. Stretcher is what it was. I'm a little foggy today because I've lost some red stuff. And when you lose that amount of red stuff, it can make you a little woozy and foggy. But anyhow, they took me out, took me to the hospital. Unfortunately, you know, with all this going on, there was so much going on that they had people in the waiting room, people everywhere, and I really didn't want to, you know, I really didn't want to be there then because they had to put me in the hallway, facing other people who were on gurneys and stretchers in the hallway. So I don't blame the people around me, but they were covering up their faces so they didn't have to look at what was going on with me because I had the red stuff everywhere. It was all over me. It was all over my face and my hair and my clothes and the gurney and the floor. It was just a mess. And this one lady, she took her mask and she put it up over her eyes. So anyhow, they got me a room really, really quick, and I think for that reason. And the doctor, well, before that, they put this big, long clothespin thing on me. It's not big, but it was long, like a clothespin thing on my nose, and very, 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 very uncomfortable. And so I complained about it. The hallway is not a good place to be in a hospital because it's the twilight zone. You're not assigned to anybody really yet, in my opinion. And so, you know, and then your advocate, which was my husband, who was waiting in the waiting room, could not come in due to the restrictions now until I was in a room. And so when you're having a gusher go on, you're not your best advocate, okay? You're not your best advocate. And I'm always talk about being an advocate, the importance of being an advocate. And the importance of having an advocate, and I had my husband, and I'm a great advocate for everybody that I'm close to that needs me. And so he was a great advocate, but he was out there in the waiting room. So they got me in there. Then my husband was able to come in. The doctor and the nurse were wonderful and amazing. And they couldn't get it stopped at first from bleeding or from the red stuff. And I was really scared, I have to tell you. I'm the picture perfect of health, you know. And on the way out with the paramedics, I said, oh, I need my phone, I need this, I need that. You know, I did a video called The Hospital Bag. Always have a hospital bag. And, but my hospital bag was meant for the hospital, not for the paramedics by 911. So now, today, I'm creating my 911 bag. Hopefully I never ever have to use again, just with the bare essentials like, you know, cell phone cord, lipstick, ID, things like that, so that I could grab it really quick and take it with me if ever needed to be. So I'll have a 911 bag, and then the hospital bag could follow later if necessary, but hopefully I never ever need any of that. So I'm talking low key because I don't want what to happen again. So I can't do a lot of movement, a lot of jerking around or anything. And I don't look my best right now because all the blood or the red stuff is drying. And so I'm not looking my best, but you can all just ignore it, if you will. If the poor people that were out in the hallway with me last night could get through it. Hopefully y'all can get through it. And so I went through that. Finally, the doctor put something up in my nose, and it stopped it, and she pressed on my nose for what seemed like forever, but it stopped it. It stopped the red stuff from flowing. And I stayed there for observation after, but I had lost quite a bit of red stuff over about 3 hours. So when you know, it can make you feel woozy, or in my situation earlier, dizzy and passed out. And so apparently it was a vessel that broke, a vein or a vessel in my nose, a capillary. I don't know what it was, but it broke and it didn't want to stop. And why it happened, who knows? It was just one of those things, unpredictable, suddenly, not expected. And, you know, I was stunned, I was scared. I have to tell you, I was scared because it was all happening so quickly. So I got home last night and it started up a little bit, and I did exactly what the doctor did, and I pressed on it for quite a long time. And so hopefully I will be okay now, but I'm taking it extremely slow, and just extremely slow right now. And just taking my time today. So if I'm not on here, or actually if I am on here, I will likely put up recordings made from the last few days. They're all current, they're all wisdom topics. And I will likely put up you know, my wisdom topics, and y'all can, so just know that those were made like yesterday or the day before, okay, before all this happened. And so it was just a suddenly, it was one of those suddenlies, but, you know, I feel okay. I feel weak, but I feel okay. And I learned a lot. I really learned a lot in this whole thing. So some of the things I learned is to live, love, and laugh, as the saying goes. To live fully in the moment. For me, I'm not saving anything for some elusive someday, or that saving it for good, saving my bed linen for good, or my dishes for good. I'm using everything. And I'm embracing the people I love, letting them know how much I love them, and giving them the opportunity to let them know how much they love me. To apologize for anything and let others apologize to me. You know, not everybody gets second chances. You know, not everybody gets a second chance. We don't often get a second chance to tell someone we love them, or a second chance to say we're sorry, or a second chance to turn our lives around, or whatever. And so, you know, give people that opportunity to love on you, to care about you, to think about you, to apologize to you, or you to apologize to them, or you to tell them that you love them. Don't take things for granted. I'm healthy. I'm 64 years old. You know, I live life to the fullest. How could this happen to me? Suddenly, without notice. Suddenly and without notice, it happened. And so today, I'm just taking it easy. I have a follow-up tomorrow. Well, it's a scheduled appointment I already had with, you know, so I'm going tomorrow, and hopefully this will never happen again. But regardless, I'm not taking anything for granted, and I'm living fully in every moment of the day, as I always have. I've always talked about that. Live fully in the moment, cherish your past, and plan for your future. But the future is not given to us. So, you know, plan for it, but fully live in today. And so I have to tell you, it couldn't have picked a worse time for me to happen. I'd just taken my makeup off, you know, was in my cold cream, the whole bit. And then, you know, you go and you look your absolute worst in the ER. You really do. I mean, at least I did. I looked my absolute worst, you know, because I was covered with red stuff on my face and everything. It was awful. And so, yeah. But I'm here. I'm transparent with y'all for the most part. You know, I don't share every personal detail, nor should you. That was my daughter. She just called to check up on me. So I'm good for that. She just called. And, you know, I have my family. And, you know, my son's watching over me. And my daughter was right at the ER. And, of course, my husband and my son. And, you know, I have a great family. So I'm very blessed that way. Not everybody is that fortunate, and I understand that. And I'm blessed to have, you know, like my husband's just sitting there. You know, his presence was my advocate. And like I said, over 60, I cannot stress the importance of having someone who will show up for you in whatever kind of situation, even if it's just to be there and sit there. It makes all the difference in how you get treated and how things go. So have an advocate. You know, have a 911 bag. You know, I'm going to do a 911 bag. I mean, I'm doing it today. And I'm taking things slow. Be good to yourself. Love on people and let people love on you. Be good to yourself. Enjoy your life. Have fun. Laugh. Enjoy. You know, politics, you know, I'm not even, you know, at this point, I'm not even focused, you know, on that at all. Well, I haven't been focused on it, but I don't even want to talk about it because there's not anything I'm going to change, you know. And so just let it be and focus on what we can focus on. And, you know, if you can't, you know, make sure to forgive people, but it doesn't mean you have to go back into a relationship with them. You can be kind, thoughtful, and forgiving without going back into a relationship with. And other relationships, be kind, thoughtful, forgiving, and if it's a right relationship, go back into it, okay? And you know, remember, whatever your problems you're facing, you'll get through it. We don't always know how it's going to turn out. We don't. I'm not going to stand here and say, oh, yes, you do certain things, it'll all turn out. I don't know how things, you know, I couldn't predict what happened last night. And life can be unpredictable, it can be uncertain. That's why we need to live fully in the moment and embrace it in all the positive ways. And don't get caught up into the petty stuff at all. Don't get caught into that. Just enjoy your life, okay? Well, I wanted to come on here, I really did, and just share with you this. And I know I don't look my best. I know I have red stuff that's drying around my face, but I don't want to move it because, you know, like I said, I want to let myself heal and not have any kind of repeat. So I'm, you know, tired. I'm a little bit on the weak side today, and so I'm not my usual enthusiastic self, but part of it is not because I couldn't be, but because I don't want to be too enthusiastic and start it all over again, start what happened all over again. So I'm kind of moving slowly. So, like I said, I don't give recommendations or advice or anything, okay? I have 5 channels. Links are pinned to the top of the comment section below. I do hope you connect with all of them. I put up new videos every day on different channels, so they're not the same. And if you connect with me, I will probably connect with you. And yet, you know, some of the videos you're probably going to see right now are probably going to be a couple days old or a day old. And because I have a lot in the archives, all great wisdom topics. And so I guess the wisdom that I'm going to leave you with is just be happy, love who you are. You don't have to be perfect. Keep writing your story, you know. I have a lot more story to write for Dianna Brianne. I love that woman. And so I got a lot of story to write. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you. And I'm going to go now. I'm going to go rest. Okay? Love you all much. May God bless you. And until next time, talk to you soon again. Bye-bye. Porch, a place to relax.